This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, August 1st, 2024. I'm Mark Mazurek. Officials in southwest Indiana broke ground Thursday on the $15 million Ohio Township Park project in Warwick County. Located about 10 miles east of downtown Evansville, the 20-acre park will feature amenities such as a modern playground, a splash pad, a slide, courts for basketball, pickleball, and other sports. Ohio Township trustee Chad Bene said the project comes as Warwick County is experiencing a population boom.
When we were doing this, we said we're going to do something, we want to do it on a larger scale. We're not just a simple playground and a few ball courts and things. And so we started looking at some of the needs and looking at what other communities had and what was drawing people to those communities that had bigger parks or destinations.
The park project is being funded in part by $3 million in READY grant funds and another $4.5 million in American Rescue Plan dollars. Officials estimate some park amenities will start opening in late spring of 2025. The Indiana Public Retirement System finished shedding its $1.2 billion worth of investments in Chinese entities this month, 4 years ahead of schedule, state officials said Wednesday. Comptroller Elise Nichella and Treasurer Daniel Elliott, both Republicans, celebrated the pension system's speedy action following 2023 legislation requiring the divestment. The legislation required the pension system to divest from any entities on a variety of federal lists of Chinese companies that do military or intelligence work or that are controlled by the Chinese government and its ruling political party. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
Households in northern Indiana will see an increase in gas bills starting this month thanks to NIPSCO's latest price hikes. For households using an average amount of natural gas, bills will go up by about $5 a month. That increase will be phased in over two steps, the first starting this month and the next in the spring of 2025. That $5 number is the result of a settlement earlier this year between NIPSCO and the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. NIPSCO had requested a larger increase of about $8 a month. The Maryville-based utility says that rate increases are needed due to new federal safety requirements surrounding gas pipelines. As part of the settlement with the IURC, NIPSCO will also make more money available for people who qualify for income-based energy assistance. An online marketplace that allows communities across the country to offer incentives to attract remote workers to their area says Indiana has crossed the 1,000 worker threshold of relocations. Indianapolis-based MakeMyMove.com features postings from more than 60 Hoosier communities, many of which are offering cash, passes to co-working spaces, and club memberships to woo workers. The state has attracted 1,200 new residents through the program. Make My Move says the newcomers hail from all over the country and most are college educated and work in finance, technology, or sales. And South Bend-based startup RecLion Inc. is commercializing a lithium-ion battery regeneration method developed at the University of Notre Dame. The method takes batteries and recharges them, making them almost as effective as a new one. The breakthrough was invented by Notre Dame professor Kachatur Manukin and uses a patent-pending chemical reaction that produces its own heat to regenerate the battery. Lithium batteries are becoming increasingly common for their energy efficiency. However, global concerns are growing over the availability of lithium and the environmental impact of mining it. Huntington-based Bippus State Bank broke ground this week on a new operations center the company says will help consolidate back-end staff and beef up the bank's support infrastructure. Bippus has multiple locations in Huntington County, and its operations center is going in on the north side of the city of Huntington along North Park Avenue. The facility will be 15,000 square feet over 2 stories. Northern Indiana veteran and business leader Bill Hanna is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.